Guys, happy Ekadashi to everyone celebrating and fasting. Today being the 11th day of the moon, we celebrate it as Ekadashi in India. It has a lot of spiritual and ancient and healing secrets and benefits to it, but not to get into that. I absolutely believe that we are products of nature, and the more in tune we are, the better it is going to be for the human body. And the more disconnected we are, the more we are going to see a rise in PCOD, endometriosis, fibroids, hormonal disbalance, thyroid issues, mood issues, mood disorders, anxiety, depression, stress, worry. The more disconnected we are, the more there is going to be a rise in this thing. I have been experimenting on myself when it comes to syncing myself. I've been holding myself back, holding myself off, and I'm like, I should still give it more time and I would still want more proof. But this is the proof. I am menstruating. It's day one. I feel great. I have never felt better and amazing and stronger and healthier. So I have to share it with people who can find value out of it. Okay. So the most beautiful thing about the word menstruation is that menstruation comes from the word menses, which in Greek would mean moon, and in Latin it means month. Okay. Number two, a lunar cycle would be for 29.5 days, and a menstruation cycle would be say 28 to 35 days, which is again could be a coincidence. I like to believe it's the beauty of nature and beauty of human body. Okay. In the olden days, when we did not have access to electricity and all of these stuff, a lot of people used to signify a female's body and her cycle with the moon. So if you look at full moon, it usually signified fertility, and it really makes sense. It's like full moon, the fullness and energy and wholesome and alive and so beautiful up there. A woman is glowing, ovulating, a woman is fertile. So that's how it's connected on that front. And on the new moon, it's dark and gloomy and empty. So this is usually the time that a woman is going to menstruate and bleed and just let go of the blood and just empty her body to start afresh. So it's almost like a fifth vital sign and a monthly report card that a female body gives you. And the more you are connected, the better your health is going to be, not today, not tomorrow, but 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the line. Okay. Speaking about the phases, so I'm just quickly going to help you understand this very easily, briefly with my example. So let's say today is my menstruation day 1, 16th of July. So 16th of July to say for 5 days I will be bleeding. So say about 21st July, I will be in my menstrual phase. The day your first bleed begins is your menstruation ka day 1. Okay, that's the beginning of your menstrual cycle. This is a time when you want to not indulge a lot in strenuous activities because your estrogen, progesterone, testosterone have plummeted to their lowest, and this is the time when you want to indulge yourself in restorative practices, indulge yourself in deep meditation, forgiveness, just sitting down with yourself, introspecting yourself. And if you're someone who does manifestation and all of these things, this is a time to let go of anything that is not coming to fruition, letting go of desires, and just trying to let it all go, let go of anything that is not serving you, basically physically, emotionally, spiritually, work-wise, career-wise, financially, whatever it is. So working on that front. Menstruation, eat great food, eat wholesome foods, give your body the nutrients that it needs. Magnesium being my top, so your dark chocolate, cacao, jaggery, all of these things are beautiful. Then we move to the follicular phase. Follicular phase is post menstruation, and so let's say 22nd July would be the start of follicular phase for me. Okay, this is a time when slowly my estrogen is going to rise. The progesterone is not anywhere to be seen. It's a pregnancy hormone, so it's going to come into the image a little later in the cycles. Follicular phase is a great time to indulge in cardio and everything. So even though I am menstruating, I'm in my menstruating phase, I still have all the energy in the world, but I understand myself biologically that my hormones are resting, my body needs rest. So I will not put exertion in follicular phase because my hormones are slowly going to rise. That is the time that I will put in work, and I will just play with activities, play with different options, try something new with food, something with my diet, something with my exercise, and I'm just more open to trying new things, and your body is also more open. So that's another form of saying that if you try it at this time, it will yield more results, the kind of the results that you desire. Okay, so that's follicular phase for you. Then we move to the ovulatory phase. That is the peak level of your estrogen. You will have the best energy, your skin will glow, you will look amazing, and slowly there is testosterone. So this is a great time to indulge in great HIIT workouts and do your strength training and build that lean muscle mass, and eat your protein, eat your fats, eat your complex carbohydrates. include lots of cruciferous vegetables at this point, so your cabbage, kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, lettuce, anything that is available and local to where you live would be amazing for you. Your carrot, capsicum, onion, garlic, ginger, everything. Okay, so this is a time when you want to be at a place like that. When it comes to eating front, great workout, give it your all, kill it in the gym, kill it in the kickboxing, kill it in the boot camp, but just all of these things. Okay, and this is also the time when your luteinizing hormone would start to rise. So when your luteinizing hormone is going to rise, we are going to reach our luteal phase, so follicular, ovulatory, luteal, and then again we go back to menstrual. So luteal phase would again be a phase when you're at least initially in the first half, estrogen will be at its peak, progesterone is here, estrogen and progesterone are working together, padding and giving your endometrium lining the strength and the hold that it needs before the body sheds it away, because there is no gestation and the body does not need it. So you still have a lot of time where you can invest in good workout, eating well, and again eating the same wholesome rich foods and vegetables, having your chicken soup, chicken broth, bone broth, whatever it is if you are non-vegetarian, but just taking a wholesome diet. This is for people who do not live in an inflamed body, who are very, very balanced, and they're just getting to get in tune. A lot of times this is not going to work for so many girls, because let's say the cycle is not 28 to 35 days. So the first thing that we have to do is get in tune with how the body is supposed to be working, in tune with the moon, right? So if you are someone who has PCOD, endometriosis, fibroids and everything, you have to start slow, and this is not very aptly and exactly for you, is something that I would say. Okay, and then again we reach to the menstrual phase and the cycle begins again. Now this is a time where you want to put in work and just look into your life again, back to day one. So it's like a beautiful circle that goes on and on and on, and the more in sync and tune you are, the better you are going to feel in your body. I have done it on myself and it really, really works. Okay, a quick tip for someone who has PCOD, or say the reason behind your PCOD is stress or emotional imbalance, which most of the times it is. You always have to know that exercising at any cycle would not be recommended. So if you come to me, I would not ask you to work out, I would not ask you to do power yoga and stuff. I would ask you to rest, because there is something known as insulin resistance, that's your type 2 diabetes, and then there is something known as cortisol resistance. So when I say cortisol resistance, I do not mean that the body is not producing cortisol. I mean that your body has become resistant to cortisol. So the body is producing stress, and now suddenly there is so much that the body has just become deaf. It will not respond anymore because there is so much of it. So with the kind of lifestyle we lead, with the kind of sleeping patterns that we have, it can become so exhausting for our bodies, because it no longer knows what is daytime, what is nighttime, what is happening, how do I change it, how do I get in the cycle, how do I produce melatonin, how do I produce cortisol. It's just so haywired, because you look at your phone before bed, you look at TV before bed, you are just scrolling through social media, you are switching, you are living in well lighted rooms when it is supposed to be moonlight. So moonlight will help in production of melatonin, and that will put you to sleep. White lights, bright lights, blue lights will initiate production of cortisol, that is your stress hormone, in minute quantities and balanced quantities at right time of the day. It's beautiful, you need it, but when it is going to be present and peaking, when it is time for you to sleep, there is no way you can get good amount of sleep. So sleeping at the right time, sleeping at the same time, getting in that beautiful hours before midnight can really, really help you in getting in sync with the moon. Okay, so getting some moonshine, letting your cells know your cells can read light. Okay, your cells respond to sunlight, your cells respond to moonlight, your cells respond to artificial lights. So it's very important for us that we take care of the things that we expose ourselves to, not on just day one, throughout. We have to take care of these things throughout. I think I forgot to mention luteal phase. So you have follicular phase, ovulatory phase, luteal phase. In luteal phase, this is the time where people will start PMSing. It's not normal. It's a syndrome. It's a collection of symptoms, and it's not normal to want carbs and crave junk food and sugar food and just want I'm not balanced. I need food. I need food. I need food. You are also going to disrupt your insulin and blood sugar levels, which will create more problems and eventually PCOD if you do not have it already. body. So it's very, very important for us to be aware so as to what our practices are, because it's not just what you eat when you are menstruating, it's about what you eat throughout all of your cycles. So your follicular, ovulatory, luteal and menstrual, what you do in all of these 4 cycles determines how healthy your menstruation is going to be. And it's very important for us as a female to respect this. When we look at a male body, they only have testosterone, okay? It is at its peak in the morning, it plummets in the night, its peak in the morning, plummets at the night. It's the same cycle all throughout the week, all throughout the month. It's not the same for us. We are different. We are creators of life, and it is very, very different for us. And it is our responsibility, our job to nourish it, respect it, and take care of this beautiful body that we are bearers of. So just being in sync, respecting yourself, eating well would take you a long, long, long way. I hope that helps. Take care of yourself.